The original station at Bradford Interchange, named Bradford Exchange, was opened by the joint efforts of Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway and the Great Northern Railway on the 9th of May 1850. In 1867, the Leeds, Bradford and Halifax Junction Railway had previously used Bradford Adolphus Street, built a link to the tracks in Exchange Station to join the two existing companies. Adolphus Street Station was then closed to passenger use. The railway station was completely rebuilt on the same site in 1880 with 10 bay platforms and 2 arched roofs. Constructed of wrought iron, these rested on the outer sides of plain stone walls in a classical Corinthian style columns down the middle. Glass covered the middle half and timber slate covered the outer quarters for each span. The 4 end screens were glazed in a fan pattern and decorative timber outing edging. The dimensions were a length of 450 feet and a width of 100 feet for each arch and a height of 80 feet track to apex. The railway station, which never had a formal frontage, instead passengers entered from an opening in the northwest side. In its 1920s heydays, it served routes to Wakefield Westgate via Ardersley, used by many of the city through trains to London King's Cross, Wakefield Kirkgate via Batley and Ossett, Keighley and Halifax via Queensbury, Mirfield via Cleckheaton, and to Leeds via the Pudsey Loop in addition to its current lines. These, however, have all closed by the end of 1966, most fallen to the Beeching Axe. By 1973, the railway station with its 10 platforms was deemed too large and was again rebuilt, this time on a different site slightly further south. The old Exchange station was demolished soon afterwards and was used at the time as a car park. The site now houses Bradford Crown Court and is due to be developed as the Justice Court with the new Magistrates and Coroners Courts. In 1977, a bus station was built alongside, and in 1983 the station was renamed Bradford Interchange to link buses and trains in a covered environment. The bus station featured a large ridge and furrow design of overall roof, which was subsequently demolished in 1999 to allow the rebuilding of the bus station, which had opened in 2001. This was paid for partly by the sale of some adjacent land to the south of the site and now some surplus land on the old bus station site. During the 1970s and 1980s, the station was considered as the mainline station for Bradford, with express services to London King's Cross, Trans-Pennine services to Liverpool and Newcastle, and summer Saturday services to the southwest. The intercity services were moved to Bradford Forster Square in 1992 when the line was electrified. This station also had an adjacent Red Stars platform parcels terminus, but like most of the other mainline stations following the privatisation of British Rail, it lost this facility during the 1990s. So to kick us off here at Bradford Interchange, we see the departure of 195-105, working the 1221 Northern service from Chester through to Leeds. Arriving next into the station will be 158870 with the 1231 Northern service from Halifax through to Hull. changing ends for the crew, 158870, departs on time for Hull. Also done after changing ends for both members of crew, 195010 and 195017 depart for Manchester Victoria. Departing on the far side will be 150-201, working the 1236 Northern service through to Huddersfield. Arriving next into the station will be 158907, working the 1251 Northern service from Hull through to Halifax. And after the crew have changed ends, 158907 departs on its way to Halifax. Next to arriving to the station will be 195013 and 195009, working the 1259 Northern service from Manchester Victoria through to Leeds. All turned around, ready to go, and the crew changed both ends. 195013 and 195009 depart for Leeds. Arriving next into the station will be 195113, working the 1305 Northern service from Leeds through to Chester. And with the crew all turned around and ready to go, 195103 departs on its way to Chester. next arrival into the station will be 195101, working the 1308 Northern service from Blackpool North through to York. And with the crew all changed ends, 195101 heads on its way to York. Arriving next to terminate with a Northern Railway service off of Huddersfield will be 15205. Next to arrive into the station will be 195126. Working the 1318 Northern service from York through to Blackpool North. And with the crew all changed ends, 195126 departs on its way to Blackpool North. And your final train of the session is 195003 and 195012, working the 1321 Northern service from Chester through to Leeds. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, click on the 2 videos here at the end screen. Helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new and got this far. And we'll see you all in the next video, folks, wherever that may take us. We'll see you then, folks.